podcast, and this is a show I am so incredibly excited for, the Queen of Des Moines tournament. My name is Margaret Adelle.
And I am the 7-star mind, Alex McCarthy.
Are you doing all right, Mr. McCarthy?
I'm just fine, Miss Adelle.
All right. So this is 3XW's first ever all-women's show. They've been planning this for a while, and of course, being the big proponent of women's wrestling that I am super jazzed about it, especially because a lot of these names I've seen before, so I get to see some women that I know I love watching, and I also get to see some new ones. And anyone who's ever been in wrestling in the Midwest knows that women's wrestling isn't all that common. A lot of the time, you're lucky if you get one women's match on the show. So to have one Midwest company doing an entire show all dedicated to the women is just fantastic. Now, we don't have the full bracket, but we do have some of the first round matches here, as well as the triple threat extra match, which I'm also excited for. So let's jump right into it. First up, I have the Queen Bee, Brooke Valentine, with her new manager, Captain Midnight, going up against Reign Victoria. Now, Reign Victoria is currently a champion in another promotion. She is an intergender tag team champion, one half. So this is a woman who's already used to making history in the Midwest for Midwest women's wrestling.
Absolutely. She is one half of the SCW Pro Tag Team Champions. She's also, I believe, the women's champion of multiple promotions. As if you look at her Instagram, which I do occasionally because we're both Debukers. I see her holding women's titles there, and yeah, so I'm very excited for this match.
And Brooke Valentine, of course, is a, I wouldn't say long time. She hasn't actually, looking back, she actually hasn't been on for that long, but she's always there, so it feels like longer.
Member of the fastest rising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a regular member of the roster at this point, and I'm going to be honest, I never thought she needed a manager.
Well, Margaret, see, anybody can use a manager. You can take the best person and you give them a manager and they're better. That's what managers do.
All right, I'm gonna have to take your word for that one. Next up, we have Melanie Cruz.
Are we gonna predict a winner?
Do you want to? Are you gonna pick the one with the manager?
Normally I would, but I have to support my fellow debuter, Reign Victoria.
Well, I actually agree with you on that one.
All right.
All right, next up, Lainey Luck versus Melanie Cruz. Now, Lainey Luck is another 3XW regular. You gotta love a girl with the confidence to come out with a giant unicorn head on. But I'm always a fan of seeing her. I don't think I've seen as much of Melanie Cruz. At least nothing is immediately jumping to mind. Like I said, women's matches in the Midwest are not as prevalent.
I believe Melanie Cruz is perhaps out of the Chicago or Wisconsin area. I actually, when Purely Obsessed Wrestling, World Wrestling Entertainment or something like that, POW used to run shows in Dubuque. She was actually on those shows wrestling men. So I am a little bit familiar with Melanie Cruz. I also know that she had a couple matches against, I believe, Violet Parker in Funky Monkey Wrestling before either of us were going to the shows there. So no stranger to the Midwest and no stranger to Iowa. But yeah, very interesting match there. Melanie Cruz and Lainey Luck. I think I'm going to predict that Lainey picks up the victory there.
I have to go with Melanie. Just her strength in that, and I always like seeing newcomers do well. All right, up next, the other half of the SCW Tag Team Champs winning it in an intergender match, Valentina Loca versus, and this is probably the name I'm most excited for, Malia Hosaka.
Yes.
That is, I think, I don't really think she's the biggest name.
Oh,
in the
without
tournament.
a doubt.
Without a doubt. She's the one. I've heard stories. Like, I am super excited to get to see the quote-unquote modern-day Moolah, even though not a fan of the original, the modern-day Moolah in person, to get to call her match. Like, I'm super excited.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a woman who's competed in WWF and WCW, a veteran of the game, a huge get for 3XW. Just incredible. And Valentina Loca, very lucky to get this opportunity. But, hard to say on a prediction there from me. I'm going to go with the Southwest Spitfire.
Really?
Yeah.
I got it. Like, I love the Southwest Spitfire, love Valentina Loca, but Malia Hosaka is just got the experience. I mean, Valentina Loca has been in the business for a couple of years now, and definitely an up-and-comer, but nothing beats that amount of experience, that veteran status. So I had to give it to Hosaka. Next up, we have Miss Frankie J, who I believe was she the first IPW champion?
First ever IPW women's champion, absolutely.
So again, this woman knows how to make history in women's wrestling. Going up against a brand newcomer, but one I am keeping my gaze locked on, Quinn McKay. She's not had that many matches. She's NWL trained, I believe.
I believe so.
Oh yeah, she is NWL, now that I'm remembering, is NWL trained, and only recently had her very first in-ring match, but unless you'd known going in, you'd never have been able to tell. She's got that level of confidence right out of the gate. She's muscular as all get out. I love the six-pack. Like, this is a woman that did not come to play. She is here to win. And I love the whole goth jock. Like, what is she? Oh, she's the friendly neighborhood goth jock. And I know Miss Frankie J has the veteran status here. She's been wrestling for at least 5 years, if not longer. Longer than that.
Longer than that, yeah.
I can't. I'm going to have to look at my notes.
Yeah, I don't recall, but you've interviewed her before. I want to say closer to 10, you think? Closer to maybe 7. 7.
Somewhere between 5 and 10.
For some reason, 7 is the number that's coming up in my head.
But of course, like I said, Quinn McKay, right out of the gate, she's got that sort of young, hungry fire, you know. Frankie J has proven herself to be instrumental in the evolution of women's wrestling, specifically in the state of Iowa, because it seems like the state of Iowa, or the Midwest in general, has finally caught up with the women's evolution, you know, outside of Chicago. That being that Chicago's kind of been way ahead of the game.
Yeah, well, Chicago is a wrestling hub.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with my girl, and this may be biased because, like I said, I just want to keep an eye on her to see where she goes. I'm gonna give this one to Quinn McKay.
And you're wrong. Frankie J, won a tournament to become the women's champion in IPW. No stranger to tournaments. No stranger to winning tournaments. I think Frankie J is gonna probably make it to the finals, in my opinion.
I mean, sure. You know what? I'm so happy that we're having an all-women show. I don't even care that you contradict me all the time. All right, so that is the setup for the first...
Also, hold on. I've got another... This is my real issue with Quinn McKay. I don't know about other people's neighborhoods, but in my neighborhoods, neither the jocks nor the goths were very friendly to me. So for her to call herself the friendly neighborhood goth jock is a little condescending to me.
You are accusing someone else of being condescending.
Yeah.
All right.
I just call it like I see it.
I'm just going to let that one slide. So that is the first 4 matches for the tournament. Like I said, we don't have the exact roster set up. We're not quite sure who of which match is going to be facing who of which match, the winner of which match going into it. So we could see, theoretically, 2 halves of a tag team in another promotion going up against each other. We could see 2 women of incredible experience that have been around for years going up against each other. We're not sure. We don't know yet. But I'm super excited to see. And on this show, outside of the tournament, there is also a women's triple threat. Now, I believe I have seen 2 of these 3
yes.
Contestants. Not contestants. You know,
combatants. Contestants. Why not? Yeah,
it is a contest. It's a contest of strength.
Yeah.
The triple threat of Arc Williams, Sierra, and Vanessa Azure. Now, I've seen Sierra and Vanessa Azure. I believe I saw them in another triple threat at Funky Monkey.
With Lina De Oro.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Arc, and I'm hoping that's her name and not ARC. I don't know. It could be. It's wrestling. She's new to me, but
what kind of name is Arc?
Joan of.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, the name could be inspired by a strong woman of history. So, I know Sierra and Vanessa are out of Minnesota, aren't they?
Milwaukee.
Oh, Wisconsin. Okay. There is like a mystical land of wrestling.
Oh, no, we need to take a trip up north.
Yeah, up north. There's like this mystical land of wrestling that have like a lot of really good women's wrestlers, and sometime we just need to find a way to get out there. And I believe, do we know where ARC, whichever way you pronounce her name?
I believe Chicago.
Oh. So yeah, so that is the Midwest hub for women's wrestling. That's where Rise and Shiver and all those are located. So she definitely is coming from a great home base there. Do you have a winner for this one?
Sierra.
She is tough. She is very tough.
I believe she's I don't know about this Arc Williams person, but I believe that Sierra is to my best of my knowledge the most experienced. But yeah, I think Sierra picks up the victory.
I'm gonna go with Vanessa Azure. She's got that optimism. She's got that can-do attitude that I like. I think she has the perseverance for it. Although I am very intrigued to see Arc. I've never seen her before, and as I mentioned before, I don't get a lot of chances to see new women's wrestlers, so I am so jazzed. So this has been the...
Do you want to pick a winner to the tournament, Margaret?
Entirely? I thought we were doing the first round.
I thought we'd do the first round and then just pick a winner, because obviously we don't know the brackets, but we can still pick a winner. We obviously can't predict a semifinal because we don't know what the bracket is, but... Who's taking it all?
Ooh, I think I gotta go with Malia Hosaka.
Malia Hosaka.
She's just that level of veteran. She's just... I think unless another one of the women kind of pull a fast one or manage to fight through it, I would say Hosaka.
All right, well, you're wrong. I'm going to go ahead and apologize to all the people that just heard me cough. I'm sorry, I do in fact cough occasionally. I'm going to go ahead and say that the winner of the Queen of Des Moines is going to be no one.
What?
Because Reign Victoria is going to win the tournament. She's going to throw the Queen of Des Moines crown in the trash and proclaim Dubuque as the new capital of Iowa. And be the Queen of Dubuque.
What?
That's what's going to happen. Reign's going to win the tournament, but she's not going to be the Queen of Des Moines. She's going to be the Queen of Dubuque.
Are you writing fan fiction? What's going on right now?
You know what? Follow me on Twitter at OneRealSmartAlex. Tell these idiots how to get to the building.
All right. So if you want to see all this fantastic women's wrestling action It is this weekend, Friday, October 5th, at the Hispanic American Legion. That is 1511 South Union Street in Des Moines. I'll be there commentating behind the commentary table. Mr. McCarthy might be trying to read from his book. I'm not sure, but definitely come check us out. You can find me at Margaret_Adelle, Adelle. I'd love to hear from you. Or at Bells in a Cell, our special all-women's podcast that is doing some fantastic things for the month of October in celebration of women's wrestling and how far we've come. But thank you so much for listening, and we will see you at the show.